Hey everyone, Effie here. Today I'm introducing our Spring 2021 release. It has some really great watercoloring or coloring stamps, some great layering stamps, patent pending grouped layering stamps, of course. We have carnations, daisies, and some beautiful palms. We also have a beautiful layering stencil set for that gorgeous large palm. And then we have some more stamps where you can create projects that have a little bit of whimsy in it, like this beautiful dove card. And we also introduce 19 new ink colors, but I will introduce our inks in a separate video. So let's get started with our stamp, die, and stencil release. First up is our Happy Palm set. It's a 9 by 12 inch set. There are 4 layers for the foliage, and then you have 1 outline layer. This is 9 by 12 inches. It's gorgeous, it's large, and it features our patent pending grouped layering system to help you with that alignment of all of those layers very easily. We have a coordinating die which will cut out this beautiful palm image once you are finished layering them. And here are just some samples that I've pre-stamped for you guys, and look at all the detail in this gorgeous layered image. And here's a card by our DT member, and it shows you how creative you can get with your ink colors. Next up is our grouped fresh daisy set. This is also a patent pending grouped layering set, 9 by 12 inches. Here you have the outline images, and then you have 3 layers for the floral petals, 2 layers for the foliage, and then you have a cute mason jar vase, and then this element that you can put over your vase. All those bars and squares that you see stamped on the panel, those are your strategic markers. These are going to help you align each layer perfectly and effortlessly as you go through your laying process. It is foolproof, and it's just so easy, and you get perfectly layered images each and every time. Of course, our grouped fresh daisies has a coordinating die, and this die will cut out all of the images at once in one single pass. And here you can just see that I've die cut a bunch of these beautiful daisies. And here are the 2 cards that I've created for our release. These daisies have been stamped using our new ink colors, and here's a card by our DT member, Brenda. Next up is our grouped fresh carnation stamp set. This is also a patent pending grouped layering guide. You have 3 layers for the petals, 2 for the stem, and then 1 outline image. This is a special set because the outline images have never been released. So it is a little different from our previous reformatted grouped fresh cut series, because we did add that outline image that we have never released before. So here are just a few variations that I've stamped out using our new ink colors. And here is the coordinating die for this set, which will cut out all 4 images in one single pass through your die cutting machine. Here are the 2 cards that I created using our grouped fresh carnations. I've also added some additional elements. Here you can see I added some leafy bits, and that large sentiment is from our script words bundle. And for both cards, I used our new gingham plaid dies for the background. I just used a single cover plate from the collection. You can layer them together or use them separately, and I'm going to show you the dies right now. This is a 3-piece layering cover plate die collection. Each die has piercing details, and you can use the layers together or individually. It doesn't matter how you use them. You can get really creative with the colors, or you can use them individually, as I said earlier, because the piercing details on each layer are just really subtle and really beautiful. And you can make a bold statement by choosing nice bright colors, or you can keep it subtle by going tone on tone. Here you can see I used white and light gray, and I just used 2 layers, but you can see I just layered that 3rd layer over top. But you don't have to do that. You can get really creative. Here are just some samples that I've made to show you guys. You can also use an embossing mat with these dies to get that embossed effect. So instead of cutting the details all the way through, it'll give you a nice embossed impression. So you can use any color cardstock you want, or you can keep it white on white or tone on tone to keep it subtle. Here I have an embossed background, so you can see that there's just a little bit of that embossed impression to keep it very subtle. Here is just a white background for one layer, and here I've cut out some of the negative portions of the die cut, and these are just a few ways to use our gingham plaid dies. Next up is our Baroque frame and our Baroque frame oval stamps. You have 2 sentiments in each 4x6-inch set. And for these, I stamped them in our Caviar Hybrid ink and then colored them in using Copic markers. These totally give me Bridgerton vibes. My sister mentioned it to me when she said it, and it resonated with me. And if you agree, let me know in the comments if you watched that Netflix show. I really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed the books better. I've been reading the books forever, much better than the actual show. But back to the stamps, we have coordinating dies, which will cut out the outer outline and also the inner negative pieces so that you can create an actual frame. So here you can see a few samples made with these beautiful Baroque or ornate stamps. Next up, we have our Dove Friends set. We have 2 cute birds, a nice branch, and a sentiment. So here I just Copic colored this beautiful dove image, and then here's the other critter friend that I did not use, but I just wanted to show you guys. For this card, I also used our Delightful Wildflowers images. There are 3 floral images and then 3 additional foliage elements you can see that I used in the back. Here are some of the florals stamped out and die cut because they do have coordinating dies available separately. Next up is our 6x6-inch Mum close-up. As you can see, once you peel the backing, this is a cling stamp, so it will stick onto your MISTI or an acrylic block. It's a beautiful close-up Mum image. I have here a white embossed watercolored panel. I will create this into a finalized card soon. I also have a process video for this that I will post very soon. So this is our 6x6-inch cling stamp, and here's a card by Vera, our design team member. And then we also have our 6x6-inch Many Mums cling stamp. Here I have an unfinished panel. I've stamped it using our Caviar Hybrid ink and added some detailing with some Copic markers. I didn't finish the bottom right-hand portion, but I did finish the rest of it. But you can see here a finished card by Vera using this beautiful stamp, and also Tan used it as an embossed background. Which brings us to our next stamp, our Jumbo Spider Mum, which features a large mum, 2 leaves, and a thank you sentiment. And this is also a 4x6-inch stamp. Next up is our 6x6-inch Heartfelt Blossoms, which features a beautiful large floral cluster and 10 sentiments. I gold embossed this panel with this image and then did a little bit of watercoloring to show you exactly how this beautiful image will look once it is all colored in. Next up is our 4x6-inch Gladiola Cheer. You have 3 sentiments and 1 large cluster image. This is also another great set to practice your watercoloring because you have the large petals and then you have some smaller elements. Next up is our Noteworthy Bloom stamp set. This is a 4x6-inch set which features a large cluster and 3 sentiments. Here is my card created using this beautiful floral stamp. You can see the beautiful dewdrops and the easy expressions that I use for that card, and you can see the 2 samples created by our design team members. Last up is our Bonnie Blooms. This is maybe my favorite set of our release because the cluster image is so large. This will take up an entire A2 card base or card front, and it's really beautiful to color, and the die cut just makes it all the better. Next up is our palm layering stencils. There are 4 stencils to this collection. Once you blend all of your ink, you get this beautiful result. How cool is this? There's so much detail, such a cool product. I'm so excited for the first stencils in our collection. We also have a coordinating die for this that you can cut out the image so you can see the card that I made using this stencil, or these stencils, plural, excuse me. And then I also used our gingham plaid dies. I did a video on the stenciling, so I will link it in the description box below. Last up is our pop-up poppy dies. I also have a tutorial on how to assemble these dies, which I will link in the description box. We also have a coordinating stencil, which will help you get the ink blending that you need onto your poppy die cuts to get a certain look to it, some texture. But if you don't want to use a stencil, you can just add some ink blending and some splatters to get your desired effect. So that is it for our spring 2021 release. I will link our release blog post in the description box so you can get a close-up look at all of the projects and all of the products. Everything is available to ship now except the pop-up poppy dies and the coordinating stencil. All the details are on the blog, so be sure to head over there to get in on the action. We also have a series of Instagram hops all this week, so be sure to tune into our social media for more inspiration. So thank you so much for watching, guys. If you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel because I update it regularly.